Hello and welcome to episode 7 of the Fools on a Hill podcast. I'm your host with the most, Cal.
It's taken 7 episodes, but you finally said it.
White Boy 7th Street.
I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't ready for that.
He wasn't ready.
I just like to keep it fresh, you know what I mean?
Fresh.
I am joined this week, just for a change,
Oh,
by Yanni. How are you,
hello,
mate?
here he is. He's the one and only.
Like Chesney Hawk.
Okay.
Liam, you okay?
Chesney Hawk?
Yeah, I'm also joined by him. Is that not his name?
Who's Chesney Hawk?
I am the one and only.
Possibly, actually. I don't know.
No,
Hi,
I'd rather
Callum.
be.
Hiya. Happy 7th episode and
Thank
happy
you.
today.
I am, as ever, overjoyed to be joined by the both of you.
No, you're not.
How have your weeks been?
It's been
Chocker.
chock-a-block. Yeah. It's been...
Yep. You
wild.
live in lockdown 3 to the fullest?
The most lockdown you've ever seen
I
in your
left
life.
the
Is
house
that
the other day during the day and walked out and I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
what is this like? Why is it bright outside? I'd forgotten what daylight, because I feel like I've only left the house either in the morning or late at night. It was really weird.
Wow.
And it was warm. It
Did
was
your
warmer
skin
than
turn to
cold. And it
diamonds?
was really shocking. Yeah. Just melted into a puddle until night time and then came back to life.
Brilliant. Time for What's the Story? Now, every week we make a joke about having loads to talk about in What's the Story, when normally there's about 2 things that we've really had to scrape for. This week, however,
Mhm.
there's bare news in there, Liam.
There is bare news
That was your
In-
cue to walk me through it.
in What's the Story, because we haven't got the jingle
We
in
have.
there. So, hey, what's
No,
the
we did.
We've
story?
already done it.
We're here, mate. We're in the
Oh, we
land.
did
You are so... Oh,
Oh, well, you can't put it. You can't just throw it in without
But
introducing
he
it.
did.
It's not right.
Because he said,
What's
what's the story?
I've done
Well,
that.
I'm not ready for that.
So-
Listen, I'm not ready for that.
Don't want you to
So,
talk anymore.
do you know
We
what
can't
I'm
do
going to do?
anything. We can't do
What I'm
anything.
going to do
nice.
is I'm going to start from the top here.
Nice.
A band we all like, Kings of Leon.
Who?
Kings of Leon.
Thank you.
Kings of Leon.
Kings
I
of
wonder how
Leon.
he's doing.
Leon.
Good old Leon.
I'm sure
No,
he's right.
Kings.
They have announced an album to be out on March 5th called When You See Yourself.
Guess how many syllables?
It's 5.
Hey.
So they've all Wolves. They later announced, I think, that that stands for something. We all
We are like love songs.
licking.
We are like
Snails.
love songs.
What a
We all like
shit.
licking snails.
No. Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, it's true as well. So
Not 5 syllables though.
They also released a couple of songs, which we'll talk about later. But something about a visualizer. What does this mean? I don't
There's
know what
a
it is.
visualizer for one of the songs that was released 4 hours before the recording of this pod.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, no, I didn't
for
tell.
the track
there's
for
a
100,000
visualizer
people.
actually. Yeah. Yeah.
So for the song
There is.
100,000 people, there's a visualizer. Is that good? Should we talk about that in a bit?
Lots of dancing. No.
No. They also, I saw something about them sending T-shirts out to people or something.
Yeah, they
Did you see
announced
that?
the album through their fans and they put a YouTube video up. I didn't watch it.
Cringy shit. Cringy shit.
Basically, they sent T-shirts out and they're all one of one. And then there is another. If you order the T-shirt from their site, there is one more somewhere, which is like basically has the lyrics to the last song. So each of them have a set of lyrics for one of the songs from the album. So I guess there must have only been 10 sent out or something. And then there's one left with the last song. Apparently, so if you're if you're into that, go and buy the T-shirt and be in for a chance of
Why are you trying to
getting that last one.
sell their merch for them? Christ.
Because I'm not affiliated with Kings of Leon. But if they want to pay me things, I'll do anything.
You literally will do anything.
I will. So that's the news on Kings of Leon. Next up, we have another band called Hwen Young.
Perfect.
Hwen Hyung. One word. Weird. They have mastered their second album, 366 days after starting recording. Callum, fill me in on this.
There's not much else to that.
Yeah, what can you add to that?
I got that directly
Just seemed
from
pretty vague.
their Instagram.
Okay.
Yanni and I saw When Young support Blossoms.
I feel like we've seen them, Yanni, as well, support someone else. Because I'm sure I've seen them. I thought I had.
No.
Woman bass player, singer.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, I like their first album. Don't know if Yanni listened to it after seeing them live, but I remember you quite liked them when
I did like them. I liked, yes.
But yeah, hopefully that means a new album is on the way at some point this year.
They're going to wait another
It's not-
366 days to release it. That's the plan.
Yeah.
Hopefully that blighty bastard COVID-19 doesn't get its claws in there.
Is he about
and
still?
delay it. He is.
Yeah.
I've heard
He's stopping other
still
album
lurking
releases now,
around
not just all Maccas.
street corners.
He started
Yes.
with the Beatles and he's working his way down.
Does it walk now? Because I heard it talk last time.
He has a lot to say, to be fair. So it's taken them 366 days to master this, is what I understand. So they finished recording and it took that long for someone to
I'm
master it.
glad you understood it just after reading it.
But why? Any ideas why? It surely doesn't take that long usually. That doesn't sound
COVID,
right.
mate.
Go with mate.
There must be some producers bored just waiting for some work, surely.
Different
Oh,
things
that
altogether, my friends.
seems like a long time, a year and a day. And it's a year and a day from COVID wasn't around then, so they already waited like 2 months after recording before COVID. So that still seems weird.
Well, maybe they just weren't happy. Maybe they were
Yeah,
nitpicking.
but you got to remember.
But they'd finished recording.
No. After starting recording.
Oh, sorry. Do you know, that's me.
See,
Oh, you
That's my
donut.
reading
you've got to
skills,
read the
low
question
level.
twice.
Yeah, I haven't got my glasses on. I haven't got them. Silly. That's why I always lost points because I didn't read properly.
Yeah, you can't read.
No. So next up, I wish I didn't have to read this one.
Yeah, this is all on you.
Ariel Pink. This is all on me. It's my fault.
Yeah.
This is your fault.
Yeah,
Liam.
I did organise this. So no, I didn't. For legal reasons, I did not organise this. The artist Ariel Pink has recently been dropped by his label
From the
Mexican
moon.
Summer. From the moon, 60 miles. From his label Mexican Summer after attending the pro-Trump White House rally. Is it White House?
White House Wally.
Read the
It's
rest of it.
storm. Yeah, but it's nothing to do with the White House. So anyway, so he said
Yes, read the rest of
quote,
it.
I'm reading it. He said he, quote, peacefully showed support for the president on the White House lawn. Okay,
Yes.
end quote. And did not storm the Capitol. So obviously this is when all
No.
that shit was going on at the Capitol.
You've missed a bit at the end, mate.
I'm going to come back. No, I'm just going to come back around to that in a second.
Loop-de-loop.
I'm
Nice
just
little bookend.
confusing. Yeah, it's gonna tie this off nicely. So obviously there's a lot of shit was going down on the Capitol. Fuck them all. And he didn't go, but decided to just go and stand on the White House lawn and just wave his arms around.
Like
I
a
guess,
crazy
in support.
person.
So,
Obviously, this is all allegedly, but that's a quote I found from him. But hasn't he been pictured at the Capitol anyway?
I've seen a picture. I
Yeah,
thought I'd seen.
he was with
Yeah.
someone else that people knew about, but I've never heard of.
Yes. I know you
Someone
mean.
John Mouse or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
But yeah,
something
fuck
about an
him as well. I think he's been known for being a weirdo forever, very controversial figure, Ariel Pink, saying a lot of shit and stuff. I've quite liked some of his music in the past.
But now,
but like,
immediately doesn't like it just because of
I
that.
hate it. I just
I
can't
think
listen to it. No. But not someone I think he should support for obvious reasons. But this, I think, is the nail in the coffin for a lot of people following all the other shit he said in the past.
Yeah.
That he's also just like doing what he did. So yeah. So on to a bit of lighter, more fun news here. The wonderful Lana Del Rey has announced an album, Chemtrails Over the Country Club, to release on 19th of March 2021. Also released a single with the same name. Are we excited for this one?
Nope.
Yeah.
meh.
As I'll talk about later, I've not enjoyed a full body of work from Lana since Born to Die. So
Interesting. I really liked the album last year. Quite
I've
liked
not
it.
listened to that one, which is probably why I've not enjoyed an album since Born to Die.
Yeah, quite liked it. Norman fucking Rockwell, it's called.
That's the one.
So interested to see what this is. I mean, you'll hear our thoughts in a little while on the single.
Yep.
Which I imagine will be indicative of what the rest of the album might be like.
Why don't you tell us something that you're interested in? Move on to the next one, Liam.
I'll tell you all about voicemails, baby, because I love a voicemail.
Yes.
So you may recall a few years ago at this point, it feels like, we did talk about Yard Act. Basically putting a message out on voicemail. So they posted a post on social media with a phone number. You call the phone number, it takes you kind of straight to a voice message, which is, I believe, the singer of the band. Previously, it was to announce a 7-inch single of Peanuts, Fixer Upper, and Travis Pelt. This time, if you called it up, it sounded really... Did you call it by any chance? Or did you do this to me?
No, just left you.
So I called it. I called back multiple times because when you answer, it sounds like someone's like driving in a van and the phone's like on the floor. It was really bad sound. It was like really muffled. And you could hear music, and you kind of tell it was a Yard Act song, but you couldn't really make out at all what it was. And then he said something like, "I'll stop this and put jazz on," And then basically said there's going to be a single released soon of a new song. And there's going to be a 7-inch with Peanuts on the other side. They have named the new track. I think it's Dark Days, but I forgot to write it down. Can you two stop writing silly messages while I'm talking? It's very rude.
Are you still talking?
I am still talking. So the new single, Dark Days, I think, should be out soon, I imagine. Possibly by the time the next podcast comes out. So
Let's hope.
Sure to bring lighter days.
Yeah.
Apparently, this next part of What's the Story is news, everyone. Today is Dave Grohl's 52nd birthday.
Yep.
Many happy returns, David.
Many happy
David. Many happy returns,
David. Do you know
The nice guy
my
of rock and
favourite
roll.
thing that Dave's ever done? Old Dave.
Go on.
When he was the
Low.
devil on Tenacious D, that was good.
It was good.
He was Satan. He was
Was good.
Satan, sorry. Yeah.
But
Satan.
yeah, Low
Satan.
and the video to Low with Jack Black is fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, good guy. Best known as the singer in Foo Fighters. He was in another
Foo
band, I think,
Fighter?
but
Best known as the drummer in Queens of the Stone Age.
yeah, oh, yeah.
Oh,
He was in another band at some point or something, but I don't really know.
Eagles of Death Metal, was he in them, or was he
You're
just in the
thinking
video?
of Them Crooked Vultures.
Yeah, you're
I
mixing
wasn't.
up
I
your
was in the
super
video
groups here,
too.
mate.
Boys bad.
Supergroup. Right, the next one. Matt Helvers, he's on a live stream, according to the writing on here. That they are, and he's announced on that live stream that Arctic
IG
Monkeys
Live it was.
are, thanks Liam, are in the early stages of writing an album, a new brand spanking. I don't know why you put a new album. Obviously, it'd be new. Why would they write an old one they've already done? His quote: "All eager to do it, but various obstacles. Being separated by sea is one of them." And hashtag relatable.
He's a realist,
right?
is Matt. He is a realist.
He is.
He knows what's going on.
But
Did you watch this?
no, because
Yanni and I were having a chat
Oh.
behind your back last night, and then I couldn't
Oh.
find the live stream.
yeah.
Well, I found it. You should have asked me. But I didn't watch it enough to see this bit. I also... So, yeah, he was on an Instagram Live with someone that they at the beginning they talk about that he's only ever done one other Instagram Live before with the same person, funnily enough, and they were just talking shit. I didn't listen long enough. I did listen to it before it, though, because I found something else that I thought was actually it, but it turns out it wasn't. But he was talking to an American... I guess he's like a DJ or a radio host or something.
DJ
Called Chappelle, I think his name
Dave
was.
Chappelle?
I think. Not Dave Chappelle. Spelled with S and one L. And they were just talking about Matt Halder's boxing, riding motorbikes, and his anger issues and stuff. And that was quite interesting. I enjoyed that. I didn't watch all of it. That's so funny. I always miss jokes because I'm too busy talking. And you two...
was so shit. I don't know why I'm laughing so
What did you?
You said with an S and one L, and he just went, so.
It's not even funny.
It's not.
It wasn't
It's
worth.
not
That
even
wasn't
funny.
worth any of that.
No. But I found it hilarious.
I was trying to tell you an interesting story because you both liked the video I was watching. So
Go on, tell us that story. Go on.
I've literally just told you. I've just told
every
you.
word of that.
I'll tell it
It was
again.
pure
I'll
gold.
tell it again.
Don't
I'll
tell
do it.
us.
You don't need to,
Don't
mate.
tell
It's
us
pure
again.
gold.
Well, give me 1 second. I'll tell you who it was he was talking to
All right.
because I've got it here. He was talking to Chappelle Lacey. Might be a podcast. I assume it's pronounced Chappelle. Might be Shapel.
Yes.
Sharple.
It's Maximo, mate.
Okay.
Next one.
So, next one. There is to be. I'll tell you. There is to be a Gang of Four tribute album. I believe it's. I don't think they're involved in it. Called the Problem of Leisure, featuring a number of big names doing covers of their songs. We've got some big names here. We've got Idols. We've got Everything. We've got Gary Newman, John Frusciante, and Flea. Whoever wrote this missed out.
I
They're
do
doing it together.
apologise.
Warpaint.
Wow.
And there was another set of big names that were very interesting to me. But so it's a covers compilation in remembrance of a Gang of Four guitarist Andy Gill, who died last year, to be released May 14th. I've not really listened to Gang of Four, although after seeing this on it was Idol's Twitter, I saw it. I went to listen to the song that they're covering. What it's called, I don't remember. It was. I'll tell you what it's called. It was called Damaged Goods, and I really quite liked it. Actually, I might listen to Gang of Four.
Well, I'm sure that we'll focus on this album for an album spotlight in the future.
Tom
I don't
Morello.
think to compare the.
Tom Morello and Serge from
LaRue.
from. What the band's he Serge from? What are they
Kasabian?
called? No.
System.
System of a Down.
Oh, right. I do apologise.
The Dandy Warhols. as
Wow,
well.
not heard them in a while.
Yeah, anyway, I'll carry on my
Under
laboured
Rue.
point that I was making before I was rudely interrupted.
Yanni interrupted. And I just-
We'll do this
Okay.
for an album spotlight, and we'll have to compare the cover versions to the original. As like a little bumper
Yes.
episode.
Oh, such a bump.
Yes. So yeah, that sounds like it's going to be interesting. Some big names. I'm looking forward to the Frusciante and Philippe one.
Definitely.
And save the best till last of him.
Say the best to last. Rapper, I guess, or hip hop artist, Azealia Banks. I don't think she's done music in a while, to be fair.
Just read it as it is.
Azealia Banks digs up her dead cat and then boils it for the.
I
for
guess that
burns.
can't get eaten.
Oh, wow.
What did you say?
Wow.
I'm not repeating it again.
What did you say, Yanni?
You'll have to wait till the edit.
You know what? Well done.
Thank you.
I missed that, and I'm sad that I missed
Finally
it. You
getting the credit I deserve.
Speaking of boiling stuff, half the press guys.
Wait.
Oh.
Callum. Is it hot, mate? I haven't got to do this in ages properly. Is it hot?
Do you know what? I know. Do you know
Go
what,
on.
Liam? Mine is very, very toasty this week.
Oh.
Oh, I love to hear it. Tell me
It
more.
is, isn't it? I have listened to, and I presume the pronunciation of this is Dante Elephante.
I hope
said
so.
Dante.
Either way.
Well,
Dante Elephante.
Yeah.
if it's
Yeah.
it should have been that, to be fair. With their new album, Mid-Century Modern Romance.
Easy
I've
for you
got
to
one
say.
one word to say to kick this off.
Funky.
Funky.
Sex.
Yeah,
I
sex.
don't know if any of you listened to
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Yeah.
superb. And I've listened to it
Creep.
4 times, I think, in this week, which has got to
Wow.
be the most I've listened to an
That's a
album in
number
a
of
week.
times.
It is a number. Correct. And I think with every listen, it gets better and better. It's an album that makes me want to drink wine and have a drink. And have a drink and have a dance. If I was drinking wine, I would
Are
be
you
having
on the
a drink.
wine now?
I'm not, no. it's definitely going to be an album that I go through time and time again this year. Because I think I speak on behalf of us when I say I hadn't heard of this band
No.
before.
Correct.
Correct. So yeah, I might pop back and listen to a few of their older records. I'm sure there's a few. I know there's definitely one.
There's a couple, I
there might be
think.
few. My highlights of the album were Find Somebody to Love, Jenny, and Emotion. Emotion, I presume. I don't know.
Emotion.
That was my favourite track on first listen, but I think Somebody to Love is now
me.
my favourite. Yes. And I just think overall it's a great album. I think, although it sounds quite similar throughout, it does stay interesting. I think it helps that it's
I
20
disagree. I don't
26
think it did
minutes.
sound that similar throughout. I thought there were many different styles. Coming in there with a
Whoa,
little
Yanni.
Wow.
swift jab.
Yanni enters the chat.
Yeah, I thought it was it kept quite different. I mean, all of it
all right.
stylistically, it was quite
Yeah.
Disco.
consistent. But yeah, I thought it went through a couple of different sounds
Well,
and stuff.
Fair enough then. But I
So-
thought it was enjoyable throughout, stayed interesting. The vocals were great, I thought. And overall, I am going to give this a solid 4 out of 5.
Wow, that's unheard of.
Yeah. It is
We
unheard of.
love to see it.
Yeah.
Wow, solid score.
What did you boys think of this? I mean, Yanni has divulged ever so slightly.
Yanni, I
Just had to interrupt.
Go on, Yanni.
I liked it. I thought it was funky as shit. I was not expecting it to sound. Actually, no, that's kind of lie because I looked at the artwork and I was like, okay, this is either going to be really, really
This
indie
is
boy,
sexual.
or it's going to be some sexy time music. And it was sexy time music. I like.
Yeah.
Thanks, Liam.
I agree.
Anyway, so what did
Great
you listen to this week?
I also thought it was funky, very disco, very fun and exciting and sexy and lovely, and he had a great voice. I think I might be wrong, but I think it may have been a band, and now it's just him, possibly.
Well, all on...
Because this, if you listen, I did listen to the album before very briefly. It sounds very different,
Right. I can't divulge information.
but I don't know.
Um,
know
why
anyway.
not?
well, based on based
Are
on
you
Twitter this week,
under NDA or
based on Twitter this week, they've said they're going to listen to it. So maybe you can let us know. Are you a band? Or are you a solo artist? Let us know.
please, Dante?
Are you
Let us
human
know.
or are you dancer?
But yes, I think that is a great way to start off hot off the press this week. Me likey.
Bish bash bosh.
Liam, tell me about yours.
Liam.
Limp.
Please.
Limp.
I listened to the album called Emphatically No by the band Cheekface, which I think sets the tone for the album. It's very,
Does it?
I don't know what I'm going to say.
No,
Yeah, that's like a
Yes.
thing. It's a thing that people say, like, you know, when people put no in a love heart, it's like no, but kind. I don't know. It basically means that.
So,
I've seen that
so
phrase
tell me,
somewhere
Liam,
before anyway.
did you like this album?
I
That
like
was-
this album, Colin.
You should have said emphatically yes. Come on.
Oh, that's not the joke.
God, this is why you're not the host.
All right, sorry. Right, okay. Down with this. So, I hadn't heard of Cheek Face before. It's a good name, though, because cheek on face.
Cheek on a bone.
I really liked it. Really enjoyed it. So I'm just going to start from the top. First song on, which is called "Listen to Your Heart." No. Hooked straight away. Liked it. I knew I'd be into the album. Felt like it was quite Parquet Court like
I got that vibe.
that first song. Although I then wrote here that it seemed like a view of Pavement or like Malcolmus writing through the eyes of Parquet Court. I saw the influence of Pavement
Oh,
and then
Anyone
using
else
it in
hear
a
that
similar
horrible noise?
way.
I did, yeah. Sorry.
like a
Go
wet
on.
fart.
Carry
Can't
on.
cut it
Liam.
out now.
Well, we couldn't have it when you were talking.
Was it my noise?
Presume so.
I presume so.
Oh, I thought I heard it as well, so I assumed it's on you too.
Oh.
Um,
God?
so I saw it as
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can see the influences of Pavement, but and then them working on that in a similar way to Parquet Courts more than like Parquet Courts, if that makes sense. I think the likeness to Pavement and Steve Malcolmus is common throughout. Similar kind of lyrics in terms of like a stream of consciousness kind of writing. I'm not very good at understanding lyrics and stuff while listening until I've read the lyrics.
You can't read.
Yeah, sorry, when someone's read them to me, but slower. But I could tell from first listen, just from little bits of the lyrics, that you can tell the humour in the album, definitely. If not from the words, but just the way that he delivers some of the lines. You can tell that they're punchlines, or, not necessarily punchlines, but they're meant to be jokes. And then from reading the lyrics, it clearly is, from having someone assist me in reading the lyrics.
Thank you.
It's mostly like social commentary, but really well written, funny, modern. I don't know, very interesting. The second song, "Best Life," I like that a lot. Sounded very Crips.
We're only on the second song now.
I'm not going through all the songs. Sorry, I've realised I've written this.
Fuck me.
Second song, "Best Life," sounds very like the Cribs in the chorus, I thought. Very catchy. There's a few very catchy kind of choruses throughout. And there's also some kind of bit more noticeable post-punk style in songs like Call Your Mom, sorry. Only a short song, only 2 minutes. But I don't know if it's post-punk. What is post-punk nowadays? But similar to punk, but not punk, I guess. So yeah, throughout the rest of the album, it's very clear that Mr. Malcolmus has a big influence on Cheekface, but it still is, their music is still very fresh. There's plenty that sounds much more original. Some great writing, so lyric writing, songwriting, some great melodies, especially in the choruses, and very good musically. Some of the bass lines are beautiful. In here, really like the solo and Loyal Like Me. Do You Work Here is probably my favourite song. It's the second to last on the album as well, so it kind of maintains a high throughout, I think. Very, very similar to Steve Malcolmus on there. It actually sounds like a point, like it's him. And I could hear him singing on it, and it just being a Pavement song. But yeah, throughout, it's a very solid album. Pretty much every song is very catchy. Some real earworms on there. All very well written, genuinely funny in times. But despite the obvious influences of Malcolmus, I think that they really hold out really well as a band in their own right. And I would highly recommend. I am going to finish with one of my favourite lyrics from the album, from the song "I Don't Want to Go to Calabasas." Do you know it? Oh, because I can't.
Just because you can't read.
No, it's fine. I've practiced this one. From
what song was it from again? Because Yanni spoke over you. Sorry.
It's from the song "I Don't Want to Go to Calabasas."
Don't they?
Right.
The lyric is, "Boyfriend with a soul patch, I know, it's serious." Which really tickled me the first time I heard it. But yeah, very good album. I'm going to give it a solid 4 out of 5.
Isn't that Girlfriend in a Coma?
Girlfriend
I
in a
know.
Coma.
Yeah, okay.
But it's Boyfriend with a soul patch.
Brilliant.
That would be serious if your boyfriend had
Exactly. Exactly, it's serious.
Wow.
But yeah, great lyrics. I really liked it. Yeah, what did you think?
Yeah, the voice was a bit too for me. Just a bit too American-y, like, I don't know. It
took some getting used to for me as well.
I did like the music a lot. I just need to spend more time with it, essentially.
I think based on my experience with Quisk in your Album of the Year episode, Liam, I think everyone knows that I'm not really a big fan of over-Americanized vocals. However, I like this album quite a bit, to be honest. My favourite 2 tracks were Listen to Your Heart, No, and Original Composition. Again, I also said that the lyrics were quite well crafted and humorous overall. I thought sometimes they were quite basic, but I think when they were good and humorous, that outweighed the basicness. So I was quite happy with what I was listening to. I don't know if I'd really be listening to it again and again, but I certainly didn't dislike it, and I'd be game to listen to more tracks by this band in the future.
Cool. That's
Right.
good to hear. Yeah, I've listened to it a few times, and there are definitely, like I say, some earworms that I've had like one
You
stuck
need to
in
get
my head
them
all day.
removed, mate.
Yeah, I should do. But I went and bought the record about 3 or 4 songs in. I just knew I liked it straight away. So, guess to one of them. If you're into Pavement and you want to see something kind of like a modern version of that, maybe? I don't know. I feel bad keeping on saying it's like Pavement, but it is. But it's not
Just
like
one
Pavement
question. Just one question before we move on.
Please, Callum.
Did it remind you of Steve Malcolmus? I don't know if you mentioned.
Steve Malcolmus and Pavement.
Yeah, okay.
Brilliant.
All
And
right,
the
yeah.
Jicks.
Just
Brilliant
I don't think I
stuff.
mentioned them.
right.
Humour.
Just wanted to make sure.
Thanks, Callum. Yanni.
Hi there, it's Yanni.
Tell-
Hello.
Tell us. Hello, Yanni. Tell us, please,
Hello.
your album,
I'm Yanni.
your choice
Hello.
of the week.
Oh, now I've got one to pronounce. Henrik Appel? Apple. With the
Henrik Apple.
with the album
Apple.
Humanity. I liked it. To be honest, I liked it.
Perfect.
I'm just going to shock you here. I'm just going to shock you.
I quite enjoyed it. It was very basic. Songs weren't, overly complex in the instrumentation. It was just enjoyable all around. I thought the only bit I didn't like was the first song, Brain. I thought was a bit boring. So I was like, oh, this is probably going to start off and not end well. But then after that, everything sort of picked up. And I liked it. I sent you some ones that were my standouts, which for the life of me now, I can't remember. I Want to Lie, Outside, and Street. Kind of like lo-fi sounding recordings, I'd say. Like guitar sounds very tinny. His voice was also very unusual, which is weird considering my last comment, but it wasn't like overly Americanized. It was just a very odd sounding. It reminded me a bit like Tyson Cowell. With the song
No.
Caesar, if you've ever heard it. That starts off with it just sounds very, I don't know, in parts sound a little bit like that sort of style, I guess. Yeah, I liked it. I liked the backing vocals on Street, I believe it was. Some female backing vocals, what it sounded like to me, if I remember that correctly. And that sounded very nice, yes. And I like what it did. It sounded, the chords were very simple, basic, in my opinion, for most of the songs. But yeah, it was good. Just easy listening, to be honest. It's how I'd put it.
Beautiful.
So, did you guys listen to it, or do you want me to
Yanni, give us a score. It's what we're all waiting
your
for.
rating.
Oh, well, I've not dragged it out like you. There's another 10 hours to go on mine yet. There's the first song, Brain. I don't know why you have that accent.
I don't have that accent.
I'd probably give it...
First song, Brain.
Oh, I don't know. Come on, Yanni.
3 out of 5. 3 out of 5.
Oh, you tease.
3 out of 5.
For Henrik Apple.
Don't ask me why I've gone with that rating. Because I won't answer. I will decline. No comment on that. Thank you very much. Did you guys listen to it? Yes.
Yes, Yanni, I did listen to it.
Thank you, Carl.
My 2 standouts were Get a Job and Wake Me Up,
Mm.
2 which you have not mentioned. But I liked the whole thing.
Yeah.
I thought Henrik's voice kind of reminded me of early Jake Bugg.
Okay. I see what you mean.
And I think that was particularly in Get a Job, but there was remnants of Bug around in my ears throughout
Yeah, I was going to
my,
say, you got those earworms, have you?
throughout my time listening to this album. I enjoyed it. I think that has got to be the first time where I have enjoyed all 3 Hot Off the Press albums.
Wowzers.
What a great week.
Thanks, guys.
I listened to the album, and other than the best songs you said, I also liked Mrs. Spaceman. Yeah, I enjoyed the album as a whole.
You know what? I've been way too harsh. 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. First time that's happened. It's a 4 out of 5.
So we've got a full house of 4 out of 5s. Wow,
Yeah. I don't know why.
I was away with the fairies. Then have you
I've
changed?
changed to 4 out of 5. I don't know why I said 3. I was being too harsh. It's a 4 out of 5 because I really did enjoy it.
Give Henrik what he deserves.
Proper emotional roller coaster for Henrik in this last 2 minutes.
He probably turned off. Probably said, "Fuck you, Yanni," and turned off.
He got what he deserved in the end.
He did.
He reminded me of some of Ezra Furman's stuff, especially some of the slower songs, kind of similar in style. That's the closest kind of approximation I got. But yeah, Ezra Furman. But yeah, I enjoyed the album.
Very good.
Well, I'm happy for everyone involved in that scenario, especially you. Yeah, you know who I'm talking to.
Me.
You right now listening. Now we've got the odd tunes that were thrown about, released in the week before recording this pod, starting with Kings of Leon. The Bandit was the first one, and then it was 100,000 people. They both have videos now. One's a visualizer, one's an actual video. The Bandit, it's when I do that, and you can see that I'm giving you things.
He's currently flipping me the bird.
We've got visuals now, Liam.
Hey.
For our audio listeners, he was flipping the bird at me.
The Bandit, we all agreed that the chorus was so disappointing, is the word I was...
Lackluster.
Yeah, lackluster, disappointing.
Yeah.
It builds up so well, and then it's just...
I think that pre-chorus is some of the best music they've... I know this sounds a bit harsh, but that, like, 10 seconds is the best bit of music they've released in ages.
I really like the verses. I thought the verses were the best parts, and like the really scarce guitar work, like the lead bits. That sounded really nice. But yeah, the chorus just lets it down massively.
Everything but the chorus.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I think
it really was.
Go on, sorry.
I was going to say what I said to you guys. It was really a song where it should have gone hard on the chorus, and it's something that I think we've missed from a lot of bands lately. I feel like they just don't do this when they should, and this was definitely an opportunity for a big chorus, and it just kind of dropped down a level completely. Like, it felt like they were less instrument. It just seemed quieter, and I don't know. It's a weird thing.
Well, I mentioned to you, Liam, I don't know if it was in the group chat or if it was privately, probably the group chat. The chorus itself had the potential to be great. You can properly imagine people chanting this back at a fezzy, can't you? But not that anyone can go to any fezzies, but you can just proper imagine everyone proper chanting this back. And it's just a shame that they didn't properly go for it. Yeah. But honestly, I think this is my favourite Kings of Leon release in a while. 100%. Yeah.
I've got a depressing feeling though that this will probably be the most exciting song on the album.
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt. They might have their one designated like slow tune, like
100,000 people.
You know,
by any chance?
Well, yeah. Well, I was gonna go on to that and be like and say it lacks the emotional weight of Arizona and cold desert and beautiful war for it, like just for whatever. But his voice is fantastic.
Yeah.
But the song itself. I think
really
it got better the more I listened to it. But the chorus is just
again, so many bands of that kind of era and style. It reminds me of some of the latest stuff from Dante Elephante and stuff. I feel like a lot of bands just tend to
playing it safe.
That's kind of weird lately, but
that's what it is now. Just playing it safe.
Yeah, just kind of become poppy, and I like the Kooks as well. And
dropped off. The 100,000 people is not bad, but again, it's by far the best version of that particular style of song that they've done. Which is unfortunate, but I'm still excited for the album. I'm not hopeful.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna. I think I'm going to pre-order it because I want to believe that it's
On that
gonna be
cloudy
good.
black vinyl.
Yeah, I'm not sure between the cloudy black or the cream. I'm a sucker for cream.
Sucking on
Yeah,
cream.
I think it'll probably be. I think it'll probably be the cloudy black one. But yeah, I mean, as Liam said before, I think it's a step in the right direction. We all need to stop comparing it to Because of the Times, Come Around Sundown, because we're never going to get them albums again, are we? So
I don't want those albums again, though. That's the thing. I just want it to be good, like, and not
yeah, but
disappointing.
yeah, it's a step in the right direction. I think it'll be better than Walls. Hopefully, it'll be better than Mechanical Bull. Just
Let's
hopeful.
see. We'll see. Hey,
You'll all
we will.
see. Next one.
Next up, we have Yanni and Liam's favorite rapper, Slow Tie, featuring
Can't
ASAP Rocky
stand this fucker.
on the track Mazza.
I listened to this earlier, and then it came on the radio just before we were recording as well, and fucking hell, it's so bad.
Yeah.
It's just ASAP Rocky. Some good verses. He's got a good flow. I like his voice. Good. It's a good ASAP Rocky song, I think. I don't love the instrumental. Slow Tie's part, it's just abysmal. It's just really not good.
I actually can't stand him now. At all.
There was one song that's tipped you over the edge.
Yeah.
I feel bad because like
I did like
I
the
don't know
first
why
album.
I hate him, but it's just not good.
and I like deal with it a lot. But all this stuff he's released for this new album, it's just been so shit.
I actually quite like this track. I know you'll tell me I'm wrong.
You're right.
but
Emphatically no.
I think it is probably more of a case of me wanting to like it than actually liking it. It's definitely my favourite of the tracks he's released in the lead up to this album. But it's not a patch on anything from Nothing Great About Britain. Yeah, it doesn't really... It's all right, innit?
No,
But
No.
it's not.
As someone with no affinity at all for that first album, or really even the singles, like Deal With It was a bit catchy. But like this is, I don't know who's into this.
Wow.
You
let us know.
But,
Let us know. Are you into it? Do you like it?
Oh, you
Do
into
you
it?
really like it? Is it?
Callum,
is it
tell us about this next
wicked?
one and tell me about where you found it.
Well, I
Oh, you told us. Sorry.
I did, yeah. The next track
remember that.
is Madeline by Ed Cousins. Ed Cousins is the guitarist in Reverend and the Makers,
Oh.
who I am quite a large fan of, especially
Are-
live.
are they
Super
still
live.
together?
Fan.
They are, yeah.
Okay.
They are still together. Great live band. Very good. And this is my first experience with Ed's solo work. He's released 2 tracks before this. It is on an album that is coming soon. The name escapes me.
Well, that's a good name.
Yeah, it begins with an F, I think.
That escapes me.
Further from us? Oh, I don't know. I thought, considering he is not a singer, he sang the odd tune for Reverend and the Makers, but he's not, he's a guitarist in the band, and he's finally gone off and doing his own thing. I thought his vocals sounded brilliant. I thought it was great musically, quite haunting in some places. It makes me quite excited for the album. While you two talk about it, I'm gonna Google what the album's called.
Please. I'll be honest, I listened to it once. I don't remember much from it, but I remember that I enjoyed it.
You
think
did.
I
You
remember-
told me that you liked it.
Yeah, I really liked
Fortune's
it.
Favour is the album name. Sorry.
Fortune's Favour. For all those itching to find out without just Googling themselves. I remember the guitar being good. I guess that makes sense if he's a guitarist. I remember liking the kind of guitar riff or something on there. But yeah. Yanni, I think,
Yeah.
is listening to it right now.
I've not listened to it, and I am not listening to it. I'm afraid.
Oh.
I will after this though,
Wow.
because
Poor Ed.
that's useful
gonna
for
be
the
sad now,
podcast, isn't it?
Next up, we have Yanni's favourite song of the week, Miracles
fuck
by Bill Callahan, Bonnie Prince Billy, and Ty Segall.
I removed this from my brain, so thanks for putting this back in.
Oh, it's fine. You divulge. Go on, son.
It was just fucking wank, wasn't it? There's no other way of putting it. Just utter tripe.
Have you listened to it once, Yanni?
I doubt he's even made it that
Just out of
far.
interest.
I-
You listen.
Yeah, I listened to it all the way through once, and then I listened to the start of it again to think I'll give it another go for my favourite son Liam. And no,
Calm, did you listen to it?
I did. It's not bad, but it's not really for me. I can't imagine I'll ever listen to it again.
And as usual, we're going up in steps here. I really enjoyed it. I've listened to it quite a lot. I think the guitar work is very good, and the tone is beautiful. I like the sparsity. Is that a word?
sparseness.
Sparseness, maybe. Spiricity. I like the guy's
Sphericity.
vocals. It is a cover of an old soul song. I can't remember who it's by.
I wonder what it's called.
It's called Miracles, funny enough. But it's good. It's one in a series of songs that Bill Callahan and Bonnie Prince Billy have put out together with other artists. I did have a quick listen through some of the others, and none of them really seemed that interesting to me. But I like this one.
Quite like this one.
It wasn't that bad, by the way, everyone. I just could not stand his singing at all.
Fair
It's
enough.
weird, yeah. I really like this voice personally.
Oh,
You know,
Yeah, it's
people
fair.
have different tastes, and we
They do.
appreciate them all.
Apart from when Liam makes us listen to Kevin Morgan.
no. God.
Yeah.
Anyway, the next one, absolute banger, am I right, guys?
Oh God. No, emphatically.
Flames.
It's Modson featuring Avril Lavigne, Flames, as Yanni said.
Hot, hot, hot.
It's shit.
I
innit?
think it's a decent song for the genre,
I think you're wrong.
but the genre's no. Let me finish. It's a decent song for the genre, but the genre has gone beyond shit.
Dead. Dead thing genre.
I think I mean, it's not really.
Like Avril Lavigne, yeah. Replaced. This is
not-
definitely a replacement.
She's dead, full circle. Wagon wheels.
Yes. It's. I mean, I prefer it to some of the stuff I've heard from that genre lately, but that's not a massive compliment.
Avril Lavigne was the best part of it, obviously.
Oh, without a doubt.
But even
Modson
I feel like-
sounded like a less painful Machine Gun Kelly,
okay.
and I think that says how
Sorry, I'll go.
painful Machine
Bye,
Gun
everyone.
Kelly
I
is.
didn't hate Modson.
I was going to say even Avril Lavigne
Go
at times put on like that accent a bit too much. I feel like.
I just think Avril
that
Lavigne
bit. Yeah, it was like
could have been any female artist in this song.
definitely.
Apart from Hayley Williams, don't do her dirty.
No,
She would not be
I would have been
reduced to this
upset
utter
if it was Hayley Williams. I would have been genuinely upset. I think I wouldn't have been able to make it through this. Yeah, Avril Lavigne back with a bang. Woohoo! Thank you, Avril.
Thanks,
Is that a fake name? Is her real name April? Or have I made that up?
Moving on.
Don't know.
Maybe I've made it up. I think her name's April.
Wow.
Next up, we have from the Dutch band Personal Trainer. We have the song
Dutch.
Muscle Memory.
Yeah.
Column.
Yes. All over this shit.
Yeah, this is good.
Big fan.
Nice. Yeah.
In my playlist straight away. Big fan. Not listened to anything by them before. Do they have other stuff?
They do have a few other tracks. I would say, having listened to those, this is the best thing they put out. But
Okay.
I've not given much time to the other stuff.
Are they like a new band? They got an album out or anything?
No, they've got an EP coming out, which I think this is off in the next few months. They're signed to
Sweet.
Sports Teams label, Homefront.
Oh wow. Oh, very good.
Hom.
You're right there, Jan.
I just read a funny thing. Do you want me to share it?
Please go
Yeah,
on.
go on, let's have a little,
We go-
let's
little
go on.
So,
break.
a little news news section, half the press. That's not it.
Steamy
finds
jokes.
Nestle finds £640,000 after employee dragged into After Eight machine. The comment says, "I bet he's minted now."
Very good.
Oh, fucking hell!
And also flat as well, probably, like a After Eight.
You're so not funny, Liam.
So muscle memory. Anyway, I said this to you, Yanni, that there's
Tell me
there
again.
are three. I keep
Say it
saying
again.
three,
One
I
more
can't
time.
say it
There's
properly.
3 of them.
There are 3 chords in the main part of the song. and the fourth one was the first one repeated, I think. The third one has a note that hurts my soul every time.
Yep.
I just haven't got
there was
used
a
to
bit
it.
of a clash, wasn't there?
A big clash, and I get it. It makes sense musically, absolutely, and stylistically it goes. But I just couldn't get used to it. I think after the first chorus, that guitar part isn't there in the rest of the song. I think, or maybe after the second chorus or something. But I just couldn't get used to it. It just was
Yeah, it
unsettling
took me
every
by
time.
surprise first time.
Liam's a basic
But, like,
bitch, is what you're
I
saying.
don't hate it. I don't think it's bad because of it. It just personally hit me deep.
Bullet. The next one we have is by
Talking about
the
hit me deep.
aforementioned Lana Del Rey with Chemtrails
Oh,
over
that's a
the
good one.
Country Club. What did we think, everyone?
Liam,
You thought Liam immediately. Wow.
I did think of Liam.
Okay.
I quite often do.
Okay.
You're not the only one. I think of myself all the time.
Yeah. We
I
all
thought
knew that's what you meant.
it wasn't that interesting.
Nope.
Really.
Really boring.
Pretty
Never will
boring,
be
yeah.
listening to this song ever again in my life.
Pretty boring. Pretty boring.
Yeah. I think her voice, as we all know, we're not surprised by this at this point. Her voice is phenomenal.
Yep.
She has a very haunting voice.
Yep.
Some of the melody choices, not good. Like the way she said swimming pool, just what? Like swimming pool. It just sounded forced. If that makes sense.
Does make sense. Yeah.
It's not really that exciting, as you say. I don't know if you've seen the video, but there's a part where the song stops and it just kind of goes a bit mad, and I feel like they could have implemented that into the song and it would have been more exciting.
Musically mad or
No, it's kind
Video?
of like the song stops and then like it's some sort of like it looks like some sort of satanic ritual.
Turns into
So you wanna hear some,
like,
Russian
heavy, like-
hardcore.
yeah.
Well, I feel like Lana Del Rey she's done
Very
all this
satanic.
music before, hasn't she? She's done this album numerous times.
6 times.
Yeah, people. I was reading a few comments on the YouTube page, and everyone's like, "I can't wait for this new era of Lana." It's the same. She just dresses a bit different.
I'd be interested in her working with someone else, like stylistically very different, and she's the singer of that. So maybe like in a supergroup, for example, or something, where
Yeah,
Yeah.
because apparently she wrote quite a bit for the Miles Kane album, Coup de Grace.
yeah.
Really?
I don't know how much she wrote. I think it was just Loaded she wrote,
Right, but
and you can tell because the melody in that is very good.
yeah,
Not Miles at all.
no, but like that though, like she's obviously very talented, but she's just doing the
Yeah.
same thing.
She's
and it's not
pigeonholed
getting any
herself
better.
almost.
Yeah,
I think.
so I feel like she needs to do like something completely different with someone else and use her abilities in a different thing.
Just the breakout.
Yeah, that would be that would probably go down well. But don't listen to me, Lana.
Mhm.
She's not going to listen to Yanni.
Hey, do you know
Sorry about
Lana backwards? Anyway, the next one is
I love
by Liam's favourite band.
that. Not my
Who-
favourite band.
He never stops going on about. Black Country.
I do stop.
New Road.
Yeah.
You do have to pause because there is a comma.
There's a
With
comma.
the song Track X.
Track.
In case that wasn't clear on the recording there, Callum did a little kiss,
Pout.
a little smooch. For the
Um,
X.
Yeah.
What did we all think? Callum.
Shall I start because I'm such a big fan?
Yes.
Please, Callum, you please start because you're a big fan.
I have hated every second of every Black Country New Road song I've heard prior to this song. But I'm gonna shock you.
Go on.
I still didn't really like it, but it's definitely my favorite track I've heard so far by these. And I feel like when you get a feeling that if you spent more time with something, you'll become a fan.
So what happened with me and
Do you ever
Liam?
get that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hated Yanni. Still do.
But I do feel like if I actually gave this time, I will like it. I feel like they're releasing an album soon, aren't they?
Yes.
Very soon.
Soonish.
At some point next month, I think.
So I feel like when that is released, I will probably have come around to the fact that I quite like this song.
Well, that's good because you'll most definitely be listening to it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
But the thing with
But,
that column is that album is, I think, 6 songs, and you've already heard 4 of them and hate 3 of them. So,
well, I'll
see how
definitely
that
give
goes.
them. I'll give them another go. I will definitely. I know I have to, but like I will go into it with an open mind because
That's all we ask.
I do quite like this style of music, but I'm just not.
Something rubs you the wrong
loved
way of
anything
these,
I've heard
don't you?
so far. It really does, and no one wants to be rubbed the wrong way.
Well,
Well, speak for yourself.
depends,
Just to be rubbed at
situation.
all.
Yanni, what do you think?
I like this, man. I like this.
Oh,
Sorry,
you like
did you just go into a bit? Did you just have a bit of a Tourette's moment there with you?
I was just
What happened then?
just counting.
Who? Oh, Liam.
Liam.
Yeah, he's.
I just forget. It's easier than talking, isn't it?
Fair enough.
That needs to be cut.
I really liked it. I like the guitar work. It was very similar to the other one of the album that's been released so far, Science Fair. Like the guitar tones and sort of, not rhythms, but I don't know. Yeah, melody of it sounded quite similar, I thought. I liked it though. I found myself listening to this one a couple of times this week, which was odd because I think when I first listened to it, I told you, Liam, that it's really good, but I don't think I'll listen to it again. But I've just gone back to it. Just draw me in. Hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm excited now. Because I do actually like them as much as I take the piss out of you for raving on about them all the time, non-stop 24/7. Liam, shut up now. I'm trying to talk about it. Shut up. I'm excited for this. Why don't you tell me your thoughts, Liam? Because that's what we're all here for, really, at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yes.
You're the
Liam,
fool,
my
we're the hill.
thoughts. Exactly, and I'm on you.
24/7.
Yeah, I really like it. So obviously I like the other songs more than you two, as everyone said. This is obviously quite different. The first song's a lot slower and a lot more melodic. No, I wouldn't say melodic because I reckon all stuff's melodic, but it's more thoughtful, I guess. I don't know, there's something more reflective
Yes.
about it. I think that if I remember rightly, on the music video in the description, it does say something along the lines of this is a song about when you were young and used to play out or something like that, basically along those lines. But yeah, I thought it was really good. The female vocals and I think the chorus are really a nice touch. Standard kind of Black Country New Road thing of a recurring riff through the whole song. But I think it works really well. It's really nice. I think it's quite a beautiful song. That's the kind of genre I'd give it.
They do.
Beautiful songs.
The guitar, like, sort of riffs that they have at the start of the songs always do feel slightly, I get a nostalgic feel. They have that kind of vibe to them, which is nice,
Yeah,
obviously.
This one definitely, for sure,
Yeah.
on this song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really good. I'm looking
Are they
forward to it.
British?
They are British, yes.
Right.
I believe maybe they might have. No, they're British.
What?
The lead singer sings with an American accent, but he says about that in one of the songs.
Fair enough then. Yeah, this is the one that I've listened to most out of the other ones. I've written them off. Like when I've been listening to them and I've not gone back with this one, I have listened to twice. So that is a positive step
This might
in the right
be a
direction.
time to. I guess there's a little bit of news around Black Country New Road. It's not really newsworthy, but the version of Athens, France that was on Spotify has now been removed. I assume in anticipation for the new version from the album. It wasn't released by them as like a proper single. It was part of the Speedy Wonderground singles or something. So they've removed that version. So that version doesn't exist anymore. I don't know how different the new version is going to be. I think it's longer.
Great.
And what did I say the song was called?
Athens,
Athens, France. Yeah, cool. I thought I said it wrong. Sunglasses is still on, but the album version's like 10 minutes now, I think. So there's going to be another new version of that, as well as the edit and the original 7.5 minute or whatever it is. But yeah, that's all on that one. On to the next one. Everyone's favourite boy band, Sleaford Mods, featuring Amy Taylor, again, of Amel and the Sniffers, she's about, and their song Nudge It. Nudge It.
Nudge it.
very much enjoyed the song. Very much enjoyed it. Very much enjoyed the
Yes.
melody. I don't like the Sleaford Mods'
Mondays.
voice. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Tell me why.
I don't like the singer from Sleaford Mods. I don't like his voice. I don't like this. I think that's why I don't like most of their
Call him
stuff.
a singer?
But I could get used to it. Yeah, call him a singer, can you? But I got used to it in this song, and I liked Amy's stuff, and the melody and music and stuff's really good. I liked it. This again was quite felt nostalgic or reflective in a way as well, compared to some of the other
Right.
stuff. I don't know. Felt a bit more kind of thoughtful. Maybe isn't the right word, but to me,
It's the one you're
That's
going
what I'm going
with.
with.
Yanni, what did you think about it, my son?
You talk.
Can't talk.
This is definitely my favourite song that they've released in the lead up to this album. It's got me rather excited for the album that will be released tomorrow at time of recording.
Ooh.
Will be featured on next week's episode as a little treat for you.
That's against the rules.
Well, sod it.
You can't do that. That's illegal.
I thought it was very good. There was a significant lack of Amy Taylor. She got like 4 bars and then joined on the final chorus. I particularly like the melody in the bridge after Amy Taylor's part. Yeah, good. Liked it. Excited for the album.
No, I've listened to it whilst you were all talking. Yes,
Brilliant.
I also like
Sorry.
it. The bass line is very nice, and then that piano that plays in it. The combination of those two things, I think that's what gives it that nostalgia kind of feel that you were mentioning there.
Mhm.
Ian,
That was my name, Ian.
Ian, and yeah, I like that as well. It's not bad, not bad.
Yeah. Not bad. We got 4 more left because this has been a bloody awfully long section.
Awfully long, isn't it?
Yes. Very long.
Next one is Puke Box by Psychedelic Porn Crumpets. Lovely. I am a very big fan of PPC.
Can I say something before you
no.
say this, Callum?
Of course you can.
Before you give your opinion, I wanna keep talking until you're about to give your opinion.
Right, you just
That makes no
You
sense.
interrupt him again. Just tell it.
Oh, no, I just want to
speak.
carry on. So I want to say, Callum, you are very happy with this one.
I'm very happy with it.
Are you? I think you're very happy with this one.
Yes, it's very good.
Thank you.
Thanks for that.
What
Was
was
so
the
pointless.
fucking point in that, Liam?
Absolutely.
Because I want to
Right,
predict it. I wanted to- I
Okay,
knew
you
you'd like
knew
it.
it was cool before we knew it was cool, didn't you?
Yeah.
Me, yeah.
Everyone did. I feel like sometimes some of their songs are a bit too similar, but they're all bangers. So does it really matter? Like, I don't feel like it's like the first album, but worse, if you get what I mean. They're all still great. So I'm happy for them to keep coming out with bangers like this. Their album, Shiger, as Liam likes to call it.
Insert Liam.
The Sunlight Mound or something, whatever, is out in a couple of weeks. It's my most anticipated album of the year so far. From albums that have been officially announced. Great tune, good old banger, big fan. Tell me your thoughts, gentlemen.
Yanni hasn't listened to it.
I personally cannot tell you my own thoughts.
Yanni, can we just say, have you listened to any of these next ones apart from the last one?
Yes,
Okay,
all of them.
fair enough. That's weird. Just
It's
not
not
these
the
two in the
ones that
middle.
we think you'd like.
I enjoyed this. I should probably give Psychedelic Porn Crumpets a more of a go. I quite
Yes, I'll give you a few bangers to get you in there.
it's all right.
No,
But,
I will.
I did. I listened to the one you really like, Him for a Droid, is it? Or something like that?
Oh, big banger that.
But I remember not really liking it, but I'll give it a go. I
so
liked it. It's one of those. Is this shoegaze?
No,
No. Psychedelic.
porn,
Psychedelia.
Yeah.
crumpets.
I don't really remember. I listened to it once, I don't really remember it. But it's that kind of music where I enjoy listening to it, but I also don't care for it.
Yeah, I feel like
Very placid on it.
these
sense.
these are the band that I want King Gizzard to be. You know how? We spoke about them again. That was not unintentional.
Fucking hell.
But, like,
Tick
I-
off your
I
bingo
feel-
card.
I feel like King Gizzard are not as good as these, but they seem to be a lot more popular.
I would say that they are better.
Well, you've not listened to them, have you? You've heard this one and Him for a Droid.
Yeah, and based on those two, I think musically, King Gizzard are better, but I wouldn't say I necessarily like them more. But they are very
Fair.
good instrumentalists.
But yeah, Yanni, are you listening to this tune now, or have you just given up life?
I've given up. I'm just taking it all in. I
Okay.
love hearing people talk about things so much, so this is ideal for me. Go on.
Okay. Well, yeah, no, I think you'll like it, Yanni. It's very fast paced, very punchy, very good.
I love a good punch.
Next up is the Collective podcast's favorite band, Pale Waves,
Oh dear.
with their new track "Easy." I'm just going to get my thoughts out there now.
Throw 'em out.
It's the generic songs. Generic song.
It's
Yes.
very generic.
Perfect. That was going to be my in
Pretty
far
much, yeah.
fewer words. That was going to be my my review of that.
I quite enjoyed their last track, "She's My Religion,"
Mhm.
after listening to it a few times. That was quite good. And "Change" also quite good. But this, oh my lord.
This is definitely the least interesting of the latest singles they've
Good
got out, for
grief.
sure.
She,
It's,
her singing
very-
in this was pissing me off.
Yeah.
She kept on going like really high pitched at the end of her words, and it was really annoying. If you listen back to it, it's like at the end of each word, and it really annoyed me.
I don't know if we've said this before. I feel like we have. But it reminds me of Avril Lavigne.
Yeah, I've said that the last
Have you?
2 times.
Again.
And you both looked at me like I
No,
had
but
3
this
eggs.
time I listened to it, I was like, this sounds
If
like
you don't.
very much like early Avril Lavigne. And then I thought, I'm sure Cam said that before. But not good.
Yeah. No, not good. Not good at all.
Nope.
I'm almost sorry for putting it on the list. But, we have to really.
I resent you for it.
Penultimate track,
Ian Sweet. And
Drink the Lake.
give me a second. I'm letting it digest, Callum. You're such a rusher.
Jesus.
Ian Sweet in the
fucking drag
song
things out.
Drink the Lake. I've listened to Ian Sweet before, their first 2 albums. I really like they're one of my favourite kind of female-led bands like this, where there seems to be a lot of them that all kind of sound very similar. But I like Ian Sweet. I quite like this song. It's not my favourite of all the stuff I've heard from them, to be honest. I prefer most of the stuff from the other 2 albums, but it's alright.
Yanni, your voice suggested otherwise.
Yeah, if it's
Your face, not your voice.
yeah, it wasn't for me. It was a bit too airy.
It's more airy than the other stuff. I agree with it. It's quite airy.
Yeah, that's all I can say. Legally,
Of course.
Personally, this is my first experience of Ian Sweet. I thought the singer has a great voice. It's quite a nice song. Didn't really do much for me, but it's pleasant enough.
They've got better songs.
I'll probably never listen to
yeah, I
it.
definitely won't.
And then on to the last one, and also the latest release, which came out just before
Yeah,
we
it was
recorded.
released about 2 hours ago.
Maximo Park. And their new song.
Maximo in Church.
No, actually, it's Callum. It
No,
is
it's actually
Maximo.
Maximo.
Thank you very much,
How
Callum.
thick are you,
Um,
Callum?
I think you should fact check
Liam,
yourself.
should we just start our own podcast where there's not
Yeah.
idiots?
Come on, we pronounce words correctly.
I'll be very quiet then, won't it?
It's called All of Me. It's very boring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's quite enjoyable. I don't really understand why they've released it as a single. It screams album track.
Yep.
Um,
These
song
scream
on the
album track all the way through. See?
I've listened to it 3 times since it came out because I wanted to give
Poor
my
child.
proper thoughts on it and not be rushed.
Like me.
I think
I
it
rush
gets,
everything.
Not to be
Yeah.
rushed.
it gets better.
I love it.
It gets better the more I listen to it, but
So that's all of the singles released this week that we cared to talk about. We have a little extra at the end here. Callum, if you could just talk us through.
oh, Shizer.
Scheisenhausen.
Forgot about that.
Shahai.
Callum has watched a DVD.
It is 2012, and I put a DVD in. That was David Byrne's American Utopia. it was a Spike Lee joint. Nice. I don't really know what that means.
I mean, Spike Lee directed it.
Yeah.
Yes, the word joint threw me
It's
off.
like Spike Lee joint.
It's not in your vocab, is it, that word?
No.
It's not, no. It's not. That's 5 letters, that's a tricky.
Comes from the posh part of bro.
Nephrostatin. Near the dizzy bends. Near the dizzy bends.
I've just realised it's called Dizzy Bends because it's Dizzif Road.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me.
And not just because they're...
Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Not just because they're a bit
not
windy.
exactly. Dizzy.
Because they thought like they're just bendy and they do make me feel dizzy.
Oh.
Dizzy.
Go away.
Ah, okay. Wow. Don't know
Anyway.
why this came to me then.
I was ranting and raving about this
I've
before.
got thumbs.
And it's just wonderful. It's the best music concert performance on DVD I've seen since Stop Making Sense. Also, heavily features David Byrne, funnily enough.
Wow.
It's just great. It just made me feel happy all the way through.
Aw.
So some fantastic versions of the songs, considering it's all live. There's no backing track. It's literally everyone who's on stage is playing. I know that probably sounds quite obvious, but like the way it's actually performed is amazing. It's filmed fantastically. It's just a bloody good time. I implore everyone to watch it. Even listen to the soundtrack because the songs just sound incredible. And it's very, very good. If we weren't in COVID times, I would lend it to you both. But
I was trying to find it.
I'm seeing you in about 6 months.
I was trying to find it to watch without having to pay for it.
Yeah, I probably should have just bought bought it on Amazon Prime, like the video, and then you could have signed in. But
that would be illegal, though, Colin. But yeah, I couldn't find it here.
Jeff Bezos doesn't mind a tenner, does he? If anyone could afford to lose a tenner,
They'll give you a tenner to do it.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm interested in watching this. I did come across the soundtrack, but I didn't listen to it. But I didn't want to until I've seen it.
You really should.
I don't. I feel like that's not going to be.
Yeah, carry on talking, and I'll tell you the highlights.
Carry on talking, Yanni. What's your favorite breed of dog?
But I don't really know.
No, we'd be able to pick
Oh,
one.
actually, no. The miniature, like, husky ones, what are they called? Pomsky?
Pomsky? Oh, like a Pomeranian and a Husky?
They're the small huskies.
Possibly. I found out recently about a Cavadoodle, I think, which is a King Charles Cavalier Spaniel and a Poodle.
It's not a Pomsky. I
They're
take that
pretty
back immediately. Sorry.
Pomsky sounds somewhat...
I would like to put back in.
Offensive. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Obviously, I'm going to carry on talking. Stop talking, Ali. Obviously, all the tracks are fantastic. There's songs throughout David Byrne's solo career and while he was in Talking Heads. The live highlights for me were Izimbra, Slippery People, Once in a Lifetime, obviously. That got really heavy at the end. That was superb. Born Under Punches, Blind, and he covered a song by... I can't remember her name. This is
That's so embarrassing.
Who was the woman who sang on Fun? You know, We Are Young. Janelle Monáe, is that her name? Janelle Monáe?
Lovely rendition, thanks, Liam.
I really liked one of those songs.
I think
it might be Janelle
Monáe. He covered one of her tracks.
Do you know what I mean?
The name of it. I don't know the name. I'm gonna.
Thank you, Callum.
Just Google it. Sorry for
Yanni, what's your favourite Janelle Monáe song?
Hell You Tom Boot. I don't know how to pronounce that, but it's very
Helmond
good. Listen to it.
Gatoot. Thank you, Callum. Helmond Gatoot.
Thank
Definitely
you.
not
And that draws a curtain on that segment of the show.
that. It does.
Because we've
Curtain
spent
drawn.
far too long on there. So that is the sound of the curtain being
But hang
drawn.
on, it's being reopened to a dark stage and one solitary spotlight.
Here we are. Returneth are we in spotlight of albums. This week we've had the wonderful, joyous occasion time of listening to Viagra Boys. Welfare.
Joyous occasion time.
My favourite.
Welfare jazz.
Good album name. I'm going to stand by that.
It is a very good album name. And that's all we have time for
Thank
on the
you.
album Spotlight.
That's all we need to talk about.
So, someone else go first because they'll probably have more
I wanna
notes
go
than
last.
me.
I wanna go
Liam.
I'll go next.
I'm ignoring Yanni.
I'll go now. I'm just going to run through a few of the tunes first. Eight
Liam will do that.
Nights,
You'll do every single one.
I thought was a stomping intro to the album. Toad was a banger. This is going to be a common theme. Creatures was my actual first experience of Viagra Boys in the lead up to the album. I hadn't heard of them before. Another big banger. Same with Six Shooter. Secret Canine Agent sounded big. Big fan of that one. I Feel Alive was good, but it was probably my least favourite on the album, other than one that I will get to shortly. But I could feel it becoming, like I mentioned with Black Country New Road, more of a favourite if I listen to it more. Girls and Boys was my favourite on the album. But now we've got all the pleasantries out the way. I'd like to further
Double down.
state that In Spite of Ourselves may possibly be the worst song I've ever heard, except for Ringo Starr's last outing and anything Jess Glynne has breathed me. However, my first experience...
Callum hates when his flights land.
Yeah. I do.
That's an obscure...
I'm never going
I've
to
never
fly
been
with
on
that
a flight.
company
Yeah.
out of principle of potentially hearing Jess Glynne for
Don't clap
even a second.
at the end of your...
Never clap when they're playing.
It's literally their
don't
job.
clap
It's
anyway because
patronising.
it's
Come
their
on.
job. It's so stupid.
I mean, thank
Don't
them
do
on
that
the
to
way
You're not
out.
going to clap a
Thank them on the
postman,
way
are
out.
you?
Thank you for keeping us safe. Don't
You're not going to
clap
clap a
them.
postman.
Don't clap anyone. No one
Don't
deserves a
give
clap.
the postman
Clap
the clap.
performers because I don't know. You're supposed to.
Yeah, this was my first full experience with the band, and I absolutely loved nearly every second of it.
Ooh.
I'm definitely going to go back and listen to Streetworms because Liam has told me
I
that
wanted you to
it is
for this really to
significantly
compare
better.
the two, but
Well, I'm a busy boy.
Okay,
I've got,
okay.
got a football manager to play. Come on. And I will now consider myself a fan from here.
Nice.
In Ioannis.
That's me. Hello. Welcome back to the Fools on a Hill podcast. I'm your host, and I like this album too.
With the most.
I did enjoy this album a lot more than I was anticipating because, and I don't know why, because I like Creatures and I liked Girls and Boys.
Girls and Boys.
Thanks,
Colin.
Callum.
It's okay, my darling.
Also, Toad is a banger. It's phenomenal. And I also liked To the Country. It's very. I think that was the slower one, if I remember correctly. But I enjoyed the lyrical content. I just enjoyed the tune overall, to be honest. And yeah, as Cal said, I will also be going back and listening to Streetworms. Because why not? You know?
Yeah.
Why not, eh?
You know? Why?
And that's all I really have to say on it. Apart from also, yeah, In Spite of Ourselves, just get rid of it, please. Make it not exist.
That has knocked this album down. Rating.
That's rough. It shouldn't.
Nah,
It
probably
shouldn't.
hasn't. It probably hasn't.
I'm going to just come in here with the new type flow. No, not.
And now, Liam.
Hello. I just want to quickly say something that neither of you covered. Skits and interludes.
Yeah.
As from,
I didn't cover them because they would be.
well, I just want
pointless,
to
aren't they?
say. So they've got
Futile.
Best in Show 2, which there was a Best in Show on the first album, better than this one, if I'm honest. But Cold Play, the second song, which is like a saxophone little interlude, is fantastic. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, they were nice and they worked well in context of the album, but I didn't feel like I needed to bring them up individually.
But I
do
did.
apologise.
So I think I felt a shout out. I quite like them, and the humour of Viagra Boys is it's just very potty,
Ever
isn't it? You
present.
know, it's very potty mouth. So, as alluded to, and if you've heard any of our podcasts,
He said it. That's
Alluded.
the word. He said alluded. I was waiting.
as aforementioned, I have listened to more Viagra Boys than these two fools. I liked all their run-up songs, including In Spite of Ourselves. So let me just name those. Ain't Nice, you've got Creatures, you've got Girls and Boys, and you've got In Spite of Ourselves. Now, coming into the album, very much looking forward to it, based on the fact that I like those 4 songs. Do you know on an album, around song
Someone's knocking at your door.
around song 6 or so, I think you said this about Maximo Park, it's a middle album song. It's the slow one. Around song 6, after you've had a few, or maybe 5, you've had a few bangers in there, you have a bit of a slowdown, maybe 1 or 2 tracks even, then you finish on a high. Every other song, apart from the singles and the skits or interludes on this album, I would class as one of those songs. And I thought that the first time I listened to it, and I've listened to it multiple times, I still feel like that. I feel like Toad, although it was a good song, doesn't hit hard enough. This Old Dog definitely doesn't hit hard enough. Into the Sun, again, not really. None of them. Secret Canine Agent I quite liked, but it's still a kind of B tier song. Definitely not top. I did like To the Country. I agree with Yanni on that one. That's a bit slower, but is a bit more meaningful in terms of musicness. But I am, can I say it? Disappointed in this album. And maybe it's from, and you two might disagree with this when you do eventually listen to Streetworms, because maybe you like this album for the reasons I don't, but I definitely think Streetworms is a stronger album altogether.
So would you say
Also
you came
here.
out of this listening experience flaccid?
Flaccid, yeah. I'd say
Blue
so.
Balled
Not
by
Blue Ball.
Viagra Boys.
Not
It
hard.
made me appreciate, I wasn't a massive fan of Ain't Nice from the beginning, and haven't really until I've started listening to the album, and then I appreciate it more now. I loved Creatures.
Oh, was Ain't Nice a single?
It was, yeah. I think we did cover
I've
it.
got 20
We've
of
covered all these singles, I think, but might have been on a practice.
Oh, maybe Ain't Nice was my first experience with Viagra Boys.
I don't know if you listened to it, if I'm honest.
Yeah,
but-
I don't know. I didn't recall it, but I like.
Creatures I loved, Girls and Boys I loved, like I said, and I do still have a soft spot for Into Ourselves. But yeah, apart from that, there's just nothing here that really sticks with me that I would listen to again. I'd listen to the album in full, but because, like I said before, because all these songs feel like mid-album songs where they give you a break, it makes the album feel long to me in a way that it shouldn't. It just drags out a little bit. But yeah, I don't think it's bad. I really like the music. I love their style still. I just don't feel like it hits hard enough for me in some places. But I love the sax, and I love the bass, and I love drums, and I love his
the
voice,
sax.
and I love the lyrics, and it's all great. It just doesn't deliver enough for me, which is it's sad.
I think
Wow,
that's fair to say.
that is
Something that me and Yanni cannot comment on because we do not have the previous knowledge in which to compare.
I'll be interested to
whether
hear.
that's good or not, because
Yep.
you've got to judge it on its own individual merits.
Yeah,
as much
yeah, definitely.
As you,
And I-
as you do the artist as a whole.
Yeah, and I would say that
Yeah.
if I was to separate it from the first album, I still stand by what I say.
Right. Well,
Mm-hmm.
in order of who spoke, Callum, what's your rating?
I am going to give it a 7 out of 10. I feel like I would probably give it an 8 if I had more time with it, but as quite often, I didn't. So I feel like it will probably go up in my rankings. I'll probably keep listening to it throughout the year.
Mm-hmm.
Might potentially be an album of the year contender for me, but
Interesting.
probably not. It might be an
The
honorable
first album
mention.
of the year.
But yeah, 7 out of 10.
Well, funny you should say that, Cal, because
Wow.
guess what? It's a 7 out of 10
Thank
from
you.
Yanni Westaway Green on this episode 7 Falls on the Hill podcast.
And I'm going to give a controversial 6 out of 10.
Oh.
The shield.
No, I
wow.
still think it's good. Like
it's
I
not
couldn't give it less than half the possible marks or less. So yeah, I give it 6. But I just don't think I can give it more. I don't see it growing on me massively either. I just don't think there's much to grow
Okay.
on for me. But yeah, give it a 6. So that
Did you pre-order it on vinyl?
I did.
Sorry, just-
I did, and I think it's coming tomorrow because it's coming with
Yeah.
my order with Shame's album, which is probably.
Whoa, don't know. Whoa.
Well, I'm just saying. No, listen. I'm just talking about music, man.
Whoa.
So I think my copy of Well Thought Jazz is coming tomorrow, which I'm still happy to receive. I actually did order Streetworms today as well
Lovely.
because I needed to make myself happy. So anyway, so the scores on the doors. We have a mean score here of. This is a difficult one. 20 divided by 3,
Do
which
it
is
on a calculator.
6.33333 or
Ah.
7. No, 6.777777 recurring. Is that right, Callum? 20 divided by 3. 6.7 recurring.
Quick maths.
Callum, are you okay?
I don't know.
Median. Jesus Christ. It's just.
The median is 7.
And the mode.
Is 7.
Lovely. All
And the
those range boys that are always ecstatic to be here and listening.
All those looking for a range life are going to be disappointed here with a 1.
And when I say range boys, of course, I don't actually just mean boys. Range
No.
boys can be anyone.
That's a collective term.
Yeah.
And it means anyone of any, the mean was 6.6 recurring. Sorry. Apologies. My
You're right
I'm
first
good.
time.
my sadness
Well,
clouded my eyes.
That was lovely. Thank you, Liam. Yep. Thank you, Liam.
Yep.
The next one is
Is
Under the Needle. La, 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 la.
Callum, are you going to start with this one?
I am, mate.
Also going to end with this
My-
one as well.
No, Liam's got some. He's just not.
Oh, bloody hell.
Lazy bastard.
Danke.
I this week have purchased a Chapter House record.
For those watching, you can see.
Yep, there's the cover.
We do have a visual
the
version of this
album
podcast
called
on
Work.
YouTube, by the way, if you wanted to
Thank
see
you,
the
Liam.
records.
Cut
Just-
across me,
yeah.
why don't you? The album is called Whirlpool. I don't know when it was released. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's 1991. I think maybe not. It's a shoegaze album. It's very good. Yanni, I think you will particularly like the track Breather. That is a fantastic tune.
Okay.
Very, very good. I bought it on Discogs, and it's number 1025 of 1500.
And is it original? Is it an original from '91, Carl? Or is it a
No,
reissue?
it's a reissue, but it's reissued on limited edition silver and blue marbled vinyl, which there's not really much silver in it.
It looks pretty blue. Nice though.
It's very blue, but it is very nice.
Very strong shade of grey, that mate.
What genre of music are we talking here, Carl? What's
He's
this?
just said.
shoegaze.
Fuck
Shoegaze,
me,
sorry.
I did say about.
I could have guessed, if I'm honest.
Yes.
I've never heard of Chopped House.
No, they're quite. I'd say they're a bit more of like a cult band than. Well, I suppose with a lot of shoegaze, they're not really like
Massive.
For
Bestsellers,
normal
are
people.
cult classic, not bestseller. But yeah, it's a very good album. Particularly Breather, big banger. I recommend. Jan.
Thanks
Liam.
again, Carl.
I got it from Discogs. I don't know if I said Discogs.
Yeah.
For £20, a lot cheaper than anything like other listings of the album. So I feel like I got quite a good deal.
Mr. Godfrey, have you got it out of the sleeve yet?
Hamilton.
It's coming this really weird. The sleeve situation is very disorienting.
Yeah, it makes me sick.
It's basically got an outer sleeve with a gatefold within. And because of that, then the outer sleeve kind of opens from the opposite side as it usually would. And also the spine text is the wrong way around as well, which makes absolutely no sense.
Fuming.
But it's come on a wonderful red vinyl.
Is that the way it came the first time, Liam?
No. Let me just, one more point. It comes with a red flexi disc as well with the song Flex on, which is very pretty.
Flex it.
But no, it didn't come like that. So I ordered the original on Discogs from a store called Spinner Disc Records, who I also
Yes,
got.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, he may have. Who I also got my next record from, which I'll talk about in a minute. But
Can I just quickly say,
thanks.
we should have included Flex in the Christmas song tier list because it is a Christmas song, apparently, according to Unlimited.
Oh,
Yeah, it wouldn't have been very high up.
There we go. So I had ordered from Spinner Disc my next record, which I'll talk about in a minute, and HMLTD, the red vinyl version. They both arrived. HMLTD's album was the standard black vinyl edition, which I was very annoyed about, especially because I got it for a good price. It's obviously too good to be true. Very kindly just accepted me to return it and give me money back and stuff. So that was yesterday it arrived, and then yesterday as well I went on because they didn't actually have the red version. They only had the black one. They just posted it incorrectly. I got the red version from Sister Ray Records yesterday. I called the fella as well just to make sure it was definitely the red version. He said, "Yeah, if you order it now, it'll be it should be sent out on Friday." It arrived today, so I don't really know. So I don't know how that worked out. Rapid. But yeah, happy with that. If you listen to my album of the year podcast, you will know that I, if you haven't, I'll tell you now, I didn't listen to this album much last year, and not until the end of the year, and I really liked it. So, yeah, that's my first one. That's HMLTD's West of Eden. My second one is, I don't know whether I should spoil this, but it's Sorry's album 925 from last year.
Why would you be spoiling this? It's literally the under the needle section where you have to show us what you bought.
No.
on vinyl.
I was going to spoil something else that we've just recently posted regarding.
Well, yeah. It was his number one. I've spoiled it.
There we go. It was my number one album last year. So I already owned it on silver vinyl as part of Love Record Stores or something, one of those.
2020.
Yeah, towards the end of last year.
Indie Independent Album of the Year.
That's it.
But it's Love Record Stores.
They pressed, I should know this, but they pressed either 490 or 4,900.
They should have done 925.
They should have done 925. I absolutely agree with that.
What a way to make a
make a
living.
living.
Hey,
Sorry, I'll tell you what they pressed. According to Discogs, it says 490, but I feel like it's actually 4,900, but who knows. But yeah, instead of the silver that I already had on, this is on a beautiful gold vinyl. It looks really nice in real life. It's kind of translucent in a way, so you can see a few little swirls. And yeah, my favourite album of last year, so I'm pretty chuffed to get it. And I got that from Spinner Disc, where I also got the black version of HMLTD, which I no longer have.
Just for the fourth time.
For the 12th time, for anyone that wasn't listening. But that's me. That's all the records I bought this week. Yanni,
Liam.
did you buy anything again?
Liam. That's my name now, apparently. Liam did not buy any records because there was nothing he wanted to buy. And it's as simple as that, everyone listening. No, I didn't. There might be a record next week. Probably not. Who knows? Who cares? Not me. You know what? It's been a great time with everyone. I'd like to announce now that next week's album, Spotlights, will be Shame with their album Drunk Tank Pink.
Yep.
All the K's at the end of the words there. And I think we're all excited for this, aren't we?
Yes.
Yes, I would say that
I might
we
stay
are.
up tonight to listen to it at midnight.
I might join you.
Oh, a listening party. Oh.
Get a room,
Maybe.
you
I don't know. I'm
silly
pretty
guy.
old now. I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah, I probably won't. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I'm quite tired already.
I'm looking forward to it.
Liam, hit him with the socials, brother.
Insta, Facebook, we've got Fools on the Hill podcast at Fools on the Hill podcast. Twitter, we have at Fools on the Hill pod because there were too many letters. And that's it for the. I always say that like there's more and there's not. There will be a playlist available.
We're also going to put
Well.
videos on
Okay.
YouTube, so you can see.
So,
animals.
like, subscribe, ding that bell.
Smash that like button. What's it on? Is it
Only 50% of people who are listening are actually subscribed.
Callum? Is it Fools on the Hill podcast on YouTube or is it
It's just Falls on the Hill.
just Fools on the Hill? You'll
Couldn't
find
tell
it.
you, mate. I think
If you
Just
search
Fools on the
Fools
Hill.
on the Hill, it comes up pretty
Fella?
quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a video version.
Doesn't come up with any Beatles stuff
It,
at all.
it
Just comes up
does.
with
It
those.
happens, but we're like sixth now, actually. Which is pretty cool.
Wow.
Yes, you'll recognise the logo. It's the same everywhere.
But they've got there's an extra special little header on YouTube. Hope you like it.
Oh, it's very
Nah,
nice.
shit. And
It's worth going over to subscribe alone.
the final thing that Liam was wanting to say before
wanting
we
to say.
interrupt him is that he creates playlists that are available on Spotify
Yes.
of all our favourite tracks of this podcast
It's
that
all
you've
the tracks.
listened to. I can't speak. And people might listen to that. Who knows? But he spends a lot of time on it. Bless him. So we have to at least put it on.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he'll feel.
Because I can't
really
read.
sad.
is
Just
what
go
I
and
do
humour him.
instead. But yeah, search for Falls
Just
and
go
Hill
and
on
humour him.
Spotify under playlists. It'll be there. I'll update the main one. And on that note, thank you all for joining us for that jam-packed episode. And we'll see you, hopefully, next time. Goodbye.
If I don't see you through week,
I'll see you through the window.
Big bye. Just so you know, Liam, the joke I made was, I guess that cunt getting eaten. Hence,
That's
the
very
song
good.
212.
That's a good joke. On
Thank you.
many, that's got
Layers, like
so
an
many
onion.
It's
layers.
deep, innit?
That works so well.
Thank you.
I love that.
Thank
But
you.
she's not going to eat him.
No, she did say she wasn't going to eat him,
It's a
but
voodoo
I
or something.
thought,
innit?
well,
why boil it?
Dunno.
let's don't
Why
let's
boil
don't
your cat if
get,
you're not going to eat it? You know,
For the bones and
let's
the.
not, let's not
and
get
the-
truth in the way of
Right,
comedy.
you ready?
for the bones and
Who doesn't need some cat bones every now and then?
Make a nice necklace out of that.